Send 260 black people there. I don't care. We'll figure it out. Black people go to Alcatraz. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heather Shaw is Kidding. I'm back. I know I took last week off. It wasn't a break. I wasn't vacationing. I've been traveling like a bitch, like a beast, like a beauty. I have been in Napa, California, and then I got back from Napa and had to fly right out to Arizona. Why didn't I stay out there? Because I like to come home and see my bed sometimes. Sue me. I dare you. My fiance is a lawyer. Okay? I like to see my fiance, you know? But yeah, I was traveling. I was in Napa. Shout out to Napa. And then I was in Arizona. Shout out to Arizona. And now I'm here with you, beautiful people. Happy to be back. Check out the Patreons. I did keep up with the Patreon episodes. Those are a bit easier to record. Doesn't require me to be on video. No lips. If you're watching on video, you're seeing my lips right now. The downstairs ones. Hey. Yeah, it's been fun though. Check out the Patreon for bonus episodes. I talked about my time in Napa, California, meeting legends, icons. Interviewed Jason Segel, interviewed Diane Warren, very fun stuff. And then there's another episode on there with my friend Todd Royce, a comedian from Las Vegas. He was doing shows with me in Phoenix. We had a great time, and there was a story where Todd may or may not have shit his pants. Great stuff over there on Patreon. Join it, patreon.com/HeatherShawComedy. For just $3 a month, you can sponsor a gay, huh? Forget the starving children. Sponsor me. Let's see, upcoming shows. Where am I? This weekend, I'm in Poughkeepsie, New York. Please come out if you're in Poughkeepsie. I don't think ticket sales are doing well. And I'm not upset by it because what the fuck is Poughkeepsie, New York? But I'm also like, what the fuck else are you doing in Poughkeepsie, New York that you don't want to come out on a Friday or Saturday and see my ass and lips, top and bottom? Come on, Poughkeepsie. I'm at Laugh It Up this weekend. Next weekend, I'm in L.A. L.A. is going to be a fun show. There may be some celebrities at that show. I don't want to say that, you know what? It'll be a fun surprise. We'll talk about it after the show. I don't want to jinx anything, but there may be some celebrities at that show. And celebrities could be a loose term. Depends on your definition of celebrities. Is it just a holograph image of Vern Troyer, the man who played Mini-Me? Maybe, but it'll be fun. I'll tell you the rest of the cities I'm in at the end of the episode, but go to heathershawcomedy.com. Get tickets. I'm in like every city ever. Any city you could think of that's not a population of 2 people or Poughkeepsie, New York, I'm going to be there this year. Check it out. And don't forget to rate and review this podcast, you beautiful people. I love to see those queef reviews coming in hot, like a queef would. Are queefs hot? I guess so, because they're coming from hot cavities. Queefs are hot. Queefs are in. Queefs, the new trend. Okay. The Met Gala was earlier this week. Do we give a shit? Who's it for? I guess if you like fashion, but it's not. Is it even fashion? It's just like really high art, avant-garde. Avant-garde. Is that how you say it? Listen, I don't give a fuck about fashion. The devil wears nada in this house, bitch. The devil wears nothing. They're naked and they're afraid. I don't care about fashion. I don't know what the Met Gala is. I can surmise. I can say that it's probably the closest thing to a celebrity prom. You know, it's just a prom for theater kids who discovered cocaine and are rich. Rich, cokehead theater kids all get together in Manhattan and dress up in ways that they would be called faggot in Boise, Idaho. If they walked around in those outfits in Boise, Idaho, they would just be called faggot. I don't really know. I guess it's for fashion. I don't really care. It's not my wheelhouse. But hey, power to the people at the 1%. Power to the 1%. I did a video on the Met Gala. If you want to check it out, go on Instagram. I just talked about some people's outfits. You know, it's the best I can do is just roast ridiculous people. I mean, that's what I'm put on this earth to do, is just to roast ridiculous humans, whether that be in pop culture, politics, whatever. You know, and the Met Gala is prime for that. So if you want to hear my takes on that, go on my Instagram. It's on my Instagram. Heather Shaw is Kidding is my Instagram. Same name as this podcast. Isn't that gay? But I talk about the looks, you know. I've seen a lot of, some celebrities who I like. They sat out the Met Gala to watch the Knicks game or to watch hockey. I mean, these are straight men. Timothy Chalamet did not go to the Met with his girlfriend. Which one is his girlfriend? Kylie? I don't know. I think it's Kylie. I think Kendall might be a little faggoty herself. Can I say that? She might be a little gay. There's statistically speaking, one of the Kardashians has to be fruity. What are we doing? It's not Rob. Rob's not gay. He looks like he still masturbates into socks. He's a straight guy. But statistically, there's got to be a gay. Who is it? It's got to be Kendall, huh? That's my guess. Timothy Chalamet stayed home to watch the Knicks game. And a good gamble that was, because it was a fantastic game and the Knicks won. The Knicks beat the reigning champions, the Celtics, in the first game of their series. That's very exciting. Am I losing you? Wake up. And then Justin Bieber did not accompany Hailey Bieber, which that's not shocking. He never wants to accompany her. She's his handler. Justin Bieber sat it out. He decided to stay home and just take some Percocets and watch the hockey game, as most Canadians do. He watched I think his team is the Toronto Maple Leafs, which I always think it sounds like the Toronto Make-Believes, but that's neither here nor there. He stayed home with his boys, and they probably did whippets and watched the hockey game, as you should. So shout out to those guys, because those guys are really living the dream. Staying out of it, leaving your girlfriends at the Met Gala, and watching sports at home. Timothy Chalamet was watching it on like an iPad. What the fuck are we doing? Bieber had like a whole setup. He had a big screen TV. He had all the pills he could ever need. Maybe some speedball action. If you're not familiar with drugs, what's it like to be a fucking nerd? Speedball is when you take cocaine and heroin at once and just see who wins. I don't know. The Met Gala seems exhausting. I understand why they wanted to sit it out. Justin never wants to be photographed with Hailey Bieber. I do think at this point she must be his handler. I mean, they don't really like each other. I don't know what's going on there. I really don't. And I don't want to find out. I'm going to be very annoyed if I have to find out. And who's watching the baby? Every time I see pictures of them out and about or inside and high, because that's what it is. Hailey is always out and about, and Justin is always inside and high. Where the fuck is the baby? Did they forget they have a baby? I mean, I almost did. I don't know who. It's gotta just be some fucked up nanny. That baby probably knows Spanish real well by now. I don't even think that baby can ever speak English. I don't think that baby speaks English at all. There's no way that baby can communicate with its parents. His parents. It's not its, I guess. But yeah, it's just weird. You never see. And I'm not asking for pictures of the baby. I think his name is Jack. I'm not asking for pictures of the baby. I'm just asking for less pictures of the parents out and about alone. Stay home. What is that baby? That baby's not breastfeeding. If that baby is breastfeeding, it's on a Hispanic nanny's teat. And that's okay. That baby's eating Taco Bell and drinking horchata milk out of that nanny's breast. I don't know. I guess that baby's bottle fed. Who knows? Very weird. Very weird. But if you want to hear more about the Met Gala, just check out that video. I'm not going to go over and explain over audio what these people look like. It's the Hunger Games. It's the Hunger Games. People don't have health care. People are, having 4 jobs. And, the only people I enjoy seeing are like Rihanna. She's pregnant again. We'll get into that. We can talk about it now. Rihanna's pregnant. 3rd baby. ASAP is locking it the fuck down. I mean, they make beautiful babies. They're beautiful people. ASAP Rocky was there. He was smiling so bright, so wide. He had the biggest smile. I'd be smiling too if I knocked up Rihanna for the 3rd time. Holy shit. And he beat that felony assault case. Shoo. I'd be smiling forever. Shout out to ASAP. But Rihanna she was like, give me another child. I do not want to record an album. I don't think we'll ever get another Rihanna album again. I'm not on the side of like, we need another Rihanna album. I like her music. It's fine. But like the music I like from her is like from 2009. I think we're good. We have other singers and pop stars. And I don't even know don't kill me, Rihanna stans. What are you called? Barbs or something? I don't know what the Rihanna stans are called. I don't think. I don't think. I mean, I think that she's not that good of a singer. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Rihanna's that good of a singer. If you've ever seen a video of her, I know she was younger. She was like in her teens, and she was singing "Hero," and it is atrocious. Because she's not in a studio singing. It's just her singing live at like a talent show, and she's singing "Hero." And it is like any of us just getting up there singing "Hero." But she's gorgeous. She's cool as hell. She seems cool as hell. I don't really know. Oh, did you also hear that there's a rumor that Benny Blanco may have cheated on Selena Gomez? How fucking rude. Can you imagine getting cheated on by a Geico caveman? Are you fucking kidding me? Men have the audacity. I don't know if it's true, but there was a rumor on TikTok, so that means it's probably like 20% true. Everything you see on TikTok now is like 20% true. There was a rumor on TikTok that Benny Blanco cheated on Selena with like her assistant or some shit. And Selena now does not follow her assistant on Instagram. I haven't really looked into it too much because I have a life, and just looking at any picture of Benny Blanco too long, I start to go cross-eyed. I get migraine headaches. It's kind of like those images that you have to cross your eyes and an image pops out. That's what it feels like looking at Benny Blanco. I'm like, I think I see a handsome man. I don't. What are those called? Magic eyes? That's what it feels like looking at Benny Blanco. I'm like, I don't. Is that Italian or black or Hispanic? White? I don't know what that is. Okay. Well, the Diddy trial has begun. Potential jurors are asked if they're familiar with certain celebrities, which means these celebrities will probably be brought up in the court proceedings, and that's interesting. Some are surprising, some not so much. Potential jurors have been asked if they're familiar with people like Michael B. Jordan. Uh-oh. Kanye West, not surprising. That guy sucked his cousin's dick. Kid Cudi, not that surprising. He was on a lot of drugs a decade ago. Mike Myers, who I thought it was Michael Myers. I thought it was Mike Myers from like Austin Powers, but I think there's an artist named Mike Myers. I don't know. I'm old. Leave me alone. But jury selection began Monday morning of this week. 150 potential jurors were asked to fill out a questionnaire that gauged their knowledge of P. Diddy, the Diddler, their views on law enforcement, whether they have experienced a sexual assault, and more. It's going to be hard to find a jury. I mean, you got to find somebody that has zero... maybe a neutral opinion of P. Diddy. So right out the gate, it's either somebody super old or super young, because anybody in between is going to have strong opinions either way, unless it's like your boomer dad. But even then, he's going to be like, well, he's a pedophile, right? You're going to have to find people that don't have a serious experience with sexual assault, which is like, that's 98% of women right there. Is it going to be an all-male jury? I don't know. You're going to have to find a woman who lies. To say to any woman, hey, do you have any experience with sexual assault? I mean, that's insane. Most women have had some kind of experience with sexual assault. They're going to have to put up kids on that jury, and that's real dangerous because Diddy's just going to go kiss them. They were also given a list of at least 190 people, including celebrities and public figures, and asked to indicate which names they recognized, which is a fun game. I'd love to see like an elderly woman be like, Michael B. Jordan. I love him, that basketball player. Who is Kid Cudi? There's a child that's been named? Among the names on the list I already told you about, it's unclear how the names on the list relate to the trial, if at all. Oh, so maybe they're just throwing out names. We need a black actor. What's that guy? Michael B. Jordan? Which kind of sounds like a trans male to female name. Michael B. Jordan. Do you know what I'm saying? Forget it. Combs is known to have hosted big Hollywood parties. Yeah, we know. I'm kind of just reading this article. A source familiar with the case indicates to Variety that Jordan will not be a witness. The Sinners actor went on a date with Cassie in 2015, and Combs was said to be upset about it. Okay, thank God. That's not a bad connection. He went on a date with the person that Diddy assaulted. Other names listed included Destiny's Child singer Michelle Williams, not to be confused with white Michelle Williams. Actor Lauren London, who I think did date Michael B. Jordan. Don Richard, who was, I think, part of making the band. Singer-producer Dallas Austin. I know Dallas Austin because I just started watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he has to endure Kim Zolciak singing. So, shout out to him. A surprising number of potential jurors indicated that they were not familiar with any of the names. Well, you're getting white old ladies in Manhattan. What do you want? You're putting up the Real Housewives of New York City and saying, who knows Lauren London? They're not going to know. They think that's like a makeup manufacturer. Combs' trial is expected to last at least 8 weeks. It's going to be a fun 8 weeks. Jury selection will take place until May 12th, so 6 more days, 7 more days, 6 more days. I don't know math. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's kind of like, this reminds me of being in Florida during Casey Anthony's trial and having to be being like, I think they had to move out of counties because it was such a big story that when they went through jury selection for the murder trial, it would be impossible to find somebody who did not have an opinion on the case or an opinion on Casey Anthony, the case on Casey, the Casey case. I think they had to go outside counties. I think they had to go to like Polk County, which is just, down south. They had to go out to, Oviedo, Ocala. They had to find people in rural areas who don't listen to the news. I think everybody on the jury during that trial was, clearly the jury members on Casey Anthony's trial were inbred dummies. People that were like, she's innocent. Yeah, that's who you're getting. So that's kind of scary, but we'll see. I just think when the federal case like this, it doesn't get televised. Federal cases don't get televised like this. Why did O.J. Simpson's get televised then? Let me look that up because I'm confused by that because I saw a thing that said Diddy's trial won't be televised because it's a federal case. Was O.J.'s court case a federal case? It might have not been a federal case. No, it was not a federal case. That's why. It was a state level trial. Kind of like a Casey Anthony's. Okay, that's why. See, we learned something. Murder is not, that's just a state level case. That's why it can be televised. Diddy's is a federal case. He's going up against the feds. It's not televised. There's a very low chance that he wins. We'll see. Once the Fed indicts you and charges you, they got their shit wrapped up. All they have to do is play one tape of Bieber crying at a Diddy party, and it's over. I wonder if they're going to play videos. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. One potential juror sparked laughs from the press area when she was lightly grilled on a shoplifting incident when she was 16 years old. What do we care about this? I don't care. I just don't care. The juror said she stole an item from the wizarding world of Harry Potter. What a fucking dork. She was fined and prevented from returning to the amusement park for 1 year. Answering a separate question, this juror also owned up to liking an Instagram clip in which a stand-up comedian made a funny joke about the hundreds of bottles of baby oil seized from Combs' property in a raid. God, I hope it was my video. God, I hope they play my video in court. That'd be so fun. And now the court introduces faggot Jim Carrey. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Nothing, it's still early, but, the fact that it can't be televised, it's all just going to be reporters. The sketch artist has been hilarious. Apparently, the Diddler has, all gray hair now. He can't dye his hair. He's probably emaciated. It's going to be very interesting. What is this? What does this headline say? What am I having a stroke? Diddy jurors. I heard about Diddy parties on Rogan. Oh, these are the best moments from jury selection. Okay, let's see the best moments from jury selection. The juror told the judge they heard about Diddy parties involving sex and drugs on an episode of Joe Rogan's podcast. The juror was not excluded. Another highlight. Juror number 20 was caught shoplifting from Universal Studios. Why is this a big deal? He told the judge he had to get a lawyer after busted trying to get a 5-finger discount on the wand. Why is that a fun story? I don't understand why that kid's getting... Who gives a shit? God, this is like Hawk 2 all over again. Juror number 20 also noted on the question. Yeah, this is the same shit. Okay. One prospective juror that caught the defense's attention is juror number 29, a woman who says she works for HBO, the network behind the documentary The Fall of Diddy. How are they choosing these people to come in? They're going to have to get a bunch of deaf and blind people on the jury. For Diddy to win, he's going to have to make sure everybody on that jury is deaf. Deaf and just a bunch of Helen Kellers. I thought these would be funny jury stories. They're not. Juror 52 had an interesting schedule conflict, revealing she wanted to travel to a spirit weavers gathering. The judge asked what it was, and the juror said it was a woman's event with a lot of dancing in the woods. She should have been locked up and put in prison immediately after that comment. Your Honor, I would love to be on this jury, but I have a spirit weavers gathering. We just get naked in the woods and dance and take ayahuasca. And we talk about why our children are not they're not in contact with us any longer. I would love to be on this jury, but I will be at the Spirit Weavers gathering. Lock her up. She's a pedophile. Anybody else? Juror number 55 was asked about getting a ticket for an open container of alcohol, with the judge laughing and saying, "Shame on you." This is not cute. I mean, this is a trial about P. Diddy raping and molesting young kids and other unwilling participants. And these headlines are like, and then another juror had a DUI at some point. Isn't that why? I mean, what are we doing? This is a dark case. We've seen how Justin Bieber has responded to all of this. I mean, he's not doing well. I don't think he remembers he has a son. It's very weird. It's very odd. We got to remember what this is for, this trial. I don't know what they're trying to make it cute and light, and it's not. It's depressing. All right, let's get into our sponsor for the week, Lucy Brown. You know him, you love him. You can enjoy coffee from Lucy Brown without ever leaving the comfort of your home, baby. Lucy Brown offers coffee subscriptions. You know it, you love it, you hear me plug it like a butt plug. I don't know what I'm saying. I love Lucy Brown so much. I have been getting their coffee for almost 2 years now. I love the coffee subscription. Every single month, a new bag of coffee comes right to my door. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go out and find the coffee. The coffee comes straight to me, and the coffee is goddamn delicious. I'm not going to lie to you people. And by you people, I mean people with hearing. Anybody who can hear. Are deaf people listening? Rate and review. I love the coffee so much from Lucy Brown. It is fantastic. I love getting a different kind of coffee from a different roaster every single month. That's so fun. I don't have to put in any work. I don't have to research what kind of coffee is good. They just send me the coffee and go, what about this one? It's fantastic. And it's a good way to introduce yourself to different roasters around this country. They don't all come from one place, so that's exciting as well. Join Lucy Brown's coffee subscription. Sign up for it now. You will not regret it. You don't have to go out to the store and get some shitty Starbucks major facility packed coffee. There's no love that goes into a Starbucks bag of coffee. I'm telling you that much. There's just torment, torture, torment, and low pay, low wages. Fill out the form on the Lucy Brown Coffee website and get coffee beans sent right to your door. It's all just starting at $20 a month. Huh? That's nothing. For coffee? If you're going out for coffee 5 times a month, that's $5. And that's if you just get a drip. Jesus Christ. Visit LucyBrownCoffee.com. That's LUSSI browncoffee.com. Follow the coffee subscription button and get signed up today. Mouth fart. Again, visit LucyBrownCoffee.com. That's LUSSI browncoffee.com. Follow the coffee subscription button to get signed up today. And if you use the code Heather Shaw is Kidding, you'll get 10% off your first order. So use the code Heather Shaw is Kidding and get 10% off your first order. We love you, Lucy Brown Coffee. And thank you so much for being a great OG sponsor of the show. Buster Murdaugh. Do you remember Buster Murdaugh? Buster Murdaugh. Okay, do you remember the Murdaugh family? Alex Murdaugh, the disgraced former attorney turned murderer. He was a big pillhead. It's like Bieber, you're looking into your future. He is a big pillhead. Alex Murdaugh basically essentially was covering up for his family's shitty actions. So the first thing that happened, I'll do a light recap of the Murdaugh family. I believe they lived in South Carolina South Carolina. They were like the kings of Alex Murdaugh was the king of South Carolina. You ever go to these small towns and like there's one family that runs the town? It's kind of fucked up. But then if they left that town, nobody would give a shit who they were. Like if they went to New York City, everyone would just look at them like a fucking trash rabbit. Oh, that guy's a raccoon that crawled out of a garbage can. But in their hometown, they're like the shit, you know? That's what the Murdaugh family was. So Alex Murdaugh, he had a wife, he had 2 sons. Buster, which is such a funny name for his son, because I just think of Arrested Development. Buster's a real fucking freak. Buster's a ginger freak. He looks freaky. He is freaky. There have been allegations that he's probably gay. I buy it. He's a ginger freak, and I like gingers. There's a difference between redheaded people and gingers. Redheaded people are lovely, nice. Gingers are fucking freaks. Don't let them near you, especially not at night. But Alex had 2 sons with his wife, Buster, and then I forget the other son's name. I think it was like Paul. Really entitled, rich kids. You know, Alex was a attorney, so he had, you know, the state, the town he was living in by the balls. Paul was drunkenly driving a boat and killed one of his friends by crashing the boat. One of the girls on the boat died. Alex was able to get Paul never charged with murder, never charged with negligent homicide, anything like that. And he was able to walk free. Just a entitled kid with no consequences for his shitty actions. Fast forward to, I don't really remember this part. You probably know if you know the Murdaugh family history, lore. I think that Alex was spiraling and unraveling. He had a pill addiction, prescription pills, and I think he was losing a lot of money because of the post-boat accident. And I don't know, he wanted to collect on life insurance. So he ended up killing his wife and son, Paul. Shot him dead. And claimed that it was, you know, somebody that was trying to rob them or something like that. I think at one point Alex tried to hire a hitman, Alex Murdaugh. I mean, his last name is literally murder. Tried to hire a hitman, didn't work. I think he tried to hire like some homeless freak. Not that homeless people are freaks, but this guy was a freak. I think he was willing to do it for like one hit of cocaine. Yeah, so that guy went forward and said, oh yeah, that guy tried to hire me to kill his family. But whatever. Alex ended up going to prison for murder. For killing his own wife and shitty son. I'm not mad about it, to be honest. The wife, I feel like she raised horrible humans, but like maybe she doesn't deserve to be shot in the back. But the son, take him out. What a trash hole. He's just trash. No remorse. Was never like, oh my God, I killed somebody by my shitty actions. I should shape up. No, he's just a piece of shit. So I was always like, thank you, Alex, for taking out the trash. But this was in sorry, I was just reading and trying to talk. Anyways, Buster has been free. There was another story with Buster that he apparently had hooked up with a gay guy at school, or there was some kind of tryst, and then that gay guy was found dead on the side of the road. Looked like he had been hit by a car. A lot of people are alleging that it was Buster and his friends that kind of hate crimed him and then ran him over. Isn't that so sweet? This is a family of do-gooders. Just really good people. They couldn't find enough evidence to see why this kid died, which is unfortunate. So Buster probably walked free for murdering. I mean, it's just a family of evil people. Just truly evil, you know, no remorse, no shame. But Alex is serving 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole. He got convicted for the double homicide of Maggie and Paul. Maggie was his wife's name. I mean, isn't that just a normal Southern lady's name? I mean, these people, they should all be dead. They're a stain on society. But Buster got married to a woman. Huh? That woman better watch her back. He's going to kill her in a fit of homophobic rage. A fit of homophobic and homosexual rage. He's going to see the wrong porn get hard, and she's going to see that he got hard, and then he's going to kill her for seeing that he got hard. Buster and his longtime fiancée, Brooklyn White, Jesus, what a name, exchanged vows in Beaufort, South Carolina. Beaufort, baby. I'm sure a lot of plantations still exist out there. I love this in the article. It says, notably absent from Buster's special day were his parents and younger brother. Yeah, no shit. What do you mean notably absent? Notably absent were his parents because one parent killed the other parent and now the other parent is dead. So they couldn't make it. One of the parents is in prison for 2 consecutive life sentences. And the other parent is rotting in hell. They couldn't make it for the wedding. Also notably absent was his younger brother. He's also dead. He was shot dead by his father. It's so sad that these people couldn't make it to Buster's wedding. Why would you name a kid Buster? Do you want him to be bullied? I don't understand. Yeah, Buster's a freak. If you just look at him, he's a fucking freak. I wonder if he has... there's been a lot of rumors that Buster was able to access money that like his dad left for him hidden somewhere in like one of their 19,000 acre yards. Buster has largely stayed out of the spotlight since his father's trial, but he made headlines during the proceedings when he took the stand in defense of his dad. Yeah, another great guy. I don't know. If my dad killed my family, I'd probably just say, yeah, he should. He's not good. He's not a good guy. But Buster probably hated his stupid bitch mom and was jealous of his cool brother. I'll never be Paul. I'll never have friends. I won't even have enough friends to murder. I hate Paul. He has friends that he can at least kill. I don't have any friends. The only friend I have, I also killed. The one friend I had who I also sucked his dick and he would kind of reciprocate it, I killed him because I'm scared of my own sexual identity. God, I hate mom and my brother. Buster's a freak. I will roast them until they die. I mean, he's the only surviving one. God, if you look at him, he just looks like an angry leprechaun. His hair is very orange. Like, I'm very happy that he's so ugly. It matches his insides. Is he a lawyer now? Let's see. He's not a lawyer. Somebody said his ancestors have more than 100 years. His ancestors have for more than 100 years been prominent in the family law firm. They've also been prominent in racism and murder. Okay. These people are not racist. Does he have an inheritance? Let's look at that. Buster is set to inherit a significant amount of wealth from his family, including assets from the Murdaugh family firm. You'd think that would go to victims, all the victims that died, but who knows? All right, this one from April of last year. Where is he now? What is he doing? Do you think he's just going out there, going on Grindr, having dinner with his girlfriend? I'm just trying to see what he's doing here. Tell me about what he's doing. 29-year-old. He stood by his father because that's what you do when he has all the money. During one day of trial, Buster appeared to flip the bird at an attorney. Wow, what a badass. This guy. He's like a translucent ginger demon. God. Him and Ethan Slater need to get together. God, he is a freaky man. If I ever saw him in public, I would just scream rape. No, I have no sympathy for this guy. I do not like him. I'm sure Reddit with Buster is gay. Oh, see, here's somebody that's saying this. Buster Murdaugh no, I was trying to read that somebody said he was gay. I want to get to that part. If I had a producer, they could look this up for me. I don't. If Buster is gay or bi, there would be more than one lover. Okay, fair. Yep. That's a fair point. Or they may want to remain anonymous so they don't die. Maybe that's it. He said, hey, the last guy who sucked me off, I murdered. Keep your mouth shut, you whore. I don't know. These are the Reddit is just a lot of like insane theories. What if it was Alex Murdaugh that was fucking the gay kid? All right, I'm out. I can't read all this shit. Anyways, fuck Buster Murdaugh. Fuck the Murdaugh family. I hope they're rotting in hell. I can't wait for Alex to die too. Huh? I'm full of light and positivity today. I don't care, guys. I just don't care. All right, the last thing I wanted to talk about, Trump says he's going to reopen Alcatraz prison. That's fun. Trump says he will reopen Alcatraz prison to house America's most ruthless and violent offenders. Has no one told him about Rikers Island? We've kind of already got that for the East Coast, at least. We still have Alcatraz for the East Coast. It's called Rikers Island. We send people there that a lot of don't deserve to go out there, and then they die. The conditions are so bad in Rikers Island. There's multiple prominent deaths that have happened. Nothing really comes of it. Rikers Island is just Alcatraz for the current modern world and on the East Coast. Alcatraz was like where Al Capone. If you don't know what Alcatraz is, it's a prison. It's an island that just has a prison on it in San Francisco. It's just an island off San Fran. You can go and visit it currently. As a tourist, you can go to San Francisco and go to Alcatraz. They take a ferry out there, and you just tour around this weird old prison that Al Capone was in and other 1940s, 1930s criminals. I think it closed in 1960-something. I think it closed in like 1963. That was how long. So, yeah, let's reopen something that hasn't had any real maintenance and upkeep for prison-wise, since the 60s. Because now you just go and it's like, it's a tourist attraction. I've been to it as a child, and I was like, why did we do that? It reminds me of, I understand why the Holocaust Museum exists, to teach people and whatnot of the horrors. But to visit like an old prison as if it's the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, it's very odd. And you'd go there and it would just be like old tapes of prisoners, and you'd hear cling clanging, and it kind of has that experience. It's like, hey, buckaroo, you're no Alcatraz Island. It's a creepy island, people have tried to escape it. I think they have escaped because it's like you're right there. You can see San Francisco from your window in the prison. It's kind of brutal. You're like, if I could just swim, I could escape and swim. You're on an island, I think if you can escape, let him go. If you can reach the water, you're a free man. But Trump wants to reopen Alcatraz, as if we don't just have Rikers. In a post on Truth Social, he wrote, "For far too long, America has been plagued by vicious, violent, and repeat criminal offenders." Do you mean yourself, sir? What are we doing? Don't you have 34 felony counts? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. The dregs of society who will never contribute anything other than misery and suffering. A lot of that is due to pedophiles too, which I feel like he's friends with a lot of pedophiles. So it's just, he just wants to say black people, but really I think the worst offenders are not black people who sell drugs or even commit robbery. I think it's people who diddle kids. I think it's mostly white pedophiles, really. That's probably the dregs of our society. People who traumatize kids, molest them. But whatever, he just means black people. When we were a more serious nation, white Anglo-Christian people, when we were a more serious nation, aka, nationalist white people, in times past, we did not hesitate to lock up the most dangerous criminals. I'm confused. Are we not locking up dangerous criminals anymore? I mean, I would say the most dangerous are people that murder and people who assault and rape women and children. I want to say that is the most dangerous thing you can do. Anybody who murders, and that includes school pew-pews, shootings, just straight out murder, and then if you are assaulting women or assaulting children. I'm not just saying if you're assaulting men, it's fine. No, I'm kidding. But most assaults, most egregious assaults happen on women and children, and especially children. My God. But anyways, the most dangerous criminals, we are locking them up. I feel like we're not locking up the most dangerous in that, like, if you're a rapist, you get like, hey, you're sentenced when you're a rapist. You know what they do when you're a rapist? They go, hey, don't do that again, man. Not cool. Come on, man. You're going to be on probation next time if this happens again. Right now, we're going to let you walk out of here free. But hey, dude, lay off the women touching. Come on, man. That's as much as you get. Unless you're like a Danny Masterson. Then they're like, all right, we got to put you away. But most rapists, if they're ever even tried, it's like, Dude, way to make us look bad, dude. All right, I'm going to sentence you to 1 hour in prison. You're going to learn your lesson, right? It's ridiculous. Mr. Trump said he is Mr. Trump. I love it. CBS News is calling him Mr. Trump. I didn't even realize that. In this article by CBS News, they are referring to him as Mr. Trump. But then earlier in the article, they say President Trump. So maybe that's what the normal is, and I'm just dumb. Trump said he is directing the Bureau of Prisons, the Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Homeland Security to reopen a substantially enlarged and rebuilt Alcatraz to house America's most ruthless offenders. The reopening of Alcatraz will serve as a symbol of law, order, and justice. How many prisoners can even fit on Alcatraz? The cost of having Alcatraz run as a prison, how many prisoners, let's look that up, will Alcatraz hold? I'm going to say 50. Oh, no. The average population, the capacity was 336, but the average population was about 260 to 275 at any given time. The Alcatraz held less than 1% of the total federal prison population. So it's really a select few. It's really a select few of black people that Trump wants to send there. Send 260 black people there. I don't care. We'll figure it out. Black people go to Alcatraz. I don't know. I don't know. It also just seems so funny to load up a ferry with prisoners and be like, all right, well, enjoy the view. We're going to take a little boat ride to your cell. I feel like if you're a good prisoner, you should go to Alcatraz. You're by the water. You get some good views. It just seems like a waste. And also, it takes away from the San Francisco tourism because there's not much out in San Francisco to look around and see anymore. You got Alcatraz and you got homeless people stabbing each other for fentanyl. I mean, that's really all you have in San Francisco. You have to lock up your car, even if you are still in it. And you have a good coffee shop, and that's pretty much it. You have a Whole Foods that has been inhabited by homeless people, which I'm not mad at. Get it. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Live near the cereal aisle. I don't give a fuck. You can live in the hot bar. Eat those olives, bitch. But yeah, San Fran has fallen off, and if you're going to take away some of the tourism there, people like to go out to Alcatraz and hear Al Capone's syphilis voice. Interesting priority with all that's going on. And again, this is the thing with it's surprising to me that CBS News or any of these other news outlets want to pick up this story because this is clearly just him. It's one of two things. It's either I really fucked up our economy with this tariffs bullshit, and no jobs are coming back to America that America's going to open and start working. And in fact, we're just taking money away from small business owners and American taxpayers. Everything is going to increase for them cost-wise. I really fucked up the economy. Even my billionaire friends are mad at me because their stock portfolio looks really bad. Whoops. And now let me offer a distraction. Let's reopen Alcatraz. That'll be a distraction while I fix some stuff behind the scenes. That's what it seems like. Or it just seems like a good old case of dementia. What the fuck is Grandpa Trump saying? Did Grandpa Trump just say he wants to reopen Alcatraz? The prison from the 50s and 40s? Huh? That's almost 100 years old. What? 100 years since that thing was in operation almost. I mean, okay, 60 years. 60 years since that thing was in operation. I'm not good at math. How long was that? 40? Yeah, 60 years. It could just be dementia, guys. We're getting close. I'm seeing a lot of TikTok psychics saying some fucked up shit. Not even TikTok psychics. A lot of people are getting on TikTok and going, guys, it's going to happen in July. And they know exactly what everyone knows what they're talking about. Everyone is inferring to Trump's death. It's going to happen in July, guys. Hang in there. Or someone will get on and say, can someone just do it already? You'll be the biggest hero. It's so wild to me that people are willingly getting on and posting videos of their face and saying that when everyone knows what they're talking about. I mean, I guess in a court of law, they could get away with it and be like, I wasn't talking about the president's death. But there is no such thing as due process anymore in this country, clearly. So I wouldn't even fuck with that. You won't catch me hopping on TikTok posting a video being like, I think pretty soon. It'll happen pretty soon, and I hope it does. I won't. I'm too much of a coward bitch. I've seen how this country is now running things. There is no due process. There is no, rights. What's a right? Yeah, I'm not dealing with that. But people are ballsy. It's the same people that get on TikTok and are like, so I haven't filed taxes in 17 years. Am I okay? Will I be good? It's like, why are you posting this? Someone is going to send this to their cousin who works in the IRS. Stop posting, Stacey. I think a lot of what Trump is doing, it could just be dementia. He's saying a lot of weird shit. Let's type in Trump dementia. Aging, slurring. Trump lives in fear of dad's dementia. Ooh, let's get into this drama. I didn't know his dad had dementia. Fred Trump died in 99 at the age of 93. Shit. Trump is like 78. Wow. Unless you like Trump, then that's good news for you. You've got another 13 years. 15. 88, 89, 90, 1, 2, 3. That's 15 years. Wow. Trump could be living another 15 years if he's going to live like his dad. Fred Trump died with pneumonia and Alzheimer's at 93 years old. But this says that Donald Trump lives in fear of suffering the same cognitive decline his father did. No, I'm not. By the way, I'm not advocating for Trump's death. When it happens, it happens. I'm just very surprised that someone with his health could last to 93. That's very. He doesn't drink, though. He doesn't drink, which I think causes a lot of issues in later on in life. So sober up, people. The political analyst speaking on the second installment said the president's motivation has always been either self-aggrandizement or self-preservation. Am I dumb? However, that he doesn't believe Trump will actually run again, even though he'd love to live until he's 300. Well, wouldn't we all? And I think he'd like to be president for 200 more years if he could. This guy is dramatic. Probably not wrong. The 78-year-old's vitality has visibly waned, and he's acutely aware of his mortality, the panelist added. As I was watching that clip, one of the things that really struck with me is Donald Trump is aged. Well, yeah, he's 78. He's aged. But, man, if his dad lasted to 93, you guys better get ready for Trump to be around a while. Let's just say the last 3 years of Fred Trump's life were miserable because he had Alzheimer's. That's still the 90. That's still 12 more years. That's pretty wild. I did not know about that. When people talk about the things that are going to get in the way of a third term for Donald Trump, obviously it's voters. Obviously it's the 22nd Amendment, but he's turning 79 in June. Oh, he's turning 79 this year in June. Wow. Despite Trump's musings, the amendment prohibits anyone who has been elected twice from being elected again. Why is this? Yeah, no shit. He's not getting a third term. That's crazy. Age and his family's track record with brain disease should be his primary concern, though, this guy suggested. He lives in fear of going down the path his father went down, which was dementia, followed by Alzheimer's into his 90s, and I think he's carried that burden forever. I mean, it's scary. If my parent had Alzheimer's, I would be absolutely terrified of seeing that. God, Fred Trump looks like a terrifying villain. Jesus. Yeah, that's interesting. How long did his mom live to? I bet her name was Ellen. Is her name Ellen? No. What's his name? No. How long did Trump's mom live? 88. She died at 88. So 88, 93. Mary. Her name was Mary. Interesting. Yeah. So his dad died one year, and then the following year his mom died. Man, if only he had feelings, that would have been a bummer. All right, that is our show. I'm wrapping it up. It's a light one today, but it was a good one. I'm glad to be back. Thanks for listening. Let me tell you where I'm at. If you care to come to a fucking show, you should care. They're very fucking fun. This weekend, I'm in Poughkeepsie, New York at Laugh It Up. Next weekend, I'm in L.A. Saturday night at El Portal Theater. May 23rd, May 24th, I'm in Bristol, Tennessee. I'm going to try to get Kara Cunningham to come out to that show and say hi to me. If you don't know Kara Cunningham, who cares then? May 30th, I'm in Westchester, PA. And then later on, I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, Royal Oak, Michigan, Louisville, Kentucky, Nashville, Tennessee, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Denver, Colorado, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Austin, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Columbus, Cleveland, Columbus, Massillon, Fort Wayne, Chicago, Dallas, Texas, and Portland, Maine. We're adding Seattle soon. What other shows are we adding? Seattle's going to be in October. What is the other city we're adding? Let me see. One sec. Let me pull it up for you guys. Oh, Spokane at the Knitting Factory. And then that's it so far. We'll see if we have any more shows to add. But all tickets are at heathershawcomedy.com. I love seeing you out on the road. Say hi to me. It's my favorite thing ever. I get a lot of material from you guys. I'm not going to lie. You guys are fantastic. Join the Patreon if you want an extra episode of this podcast every single week. Patreon.com/HeatherShawComedy. I'll give you all the behind-the-scenes dirt. I think, I'll tell you what it was like interviewing Jason Segel. If you care about Jason Segel, that was on a couple episodes ago. And then rate and review the podcast. Leave a queef for me, won't you? I love you so much. Until next time, thanks for listening. Stay gay. All right, see ya.